Before you say anything, yes, I've taken this idea from another content creator, great content creator, FPL Dare, but also check my channel a year ago. This was something I did back then in Gameweek 6 as well. What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today. Hope you're having a great Wednesday, and let's get into this new video that I'm going to try and make a weekly thing, and it's called the Wildcard Project. In this series I will build a team for every single game week as if I was wildcarding for the foreseeable future in the Fantasy Premier League season, and hopefully this gives you an insight into the players I'm interested in, as well as hopefully helping you if you are playing your wildcard later in the season. Now, if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Small things like that help the channel out so much, and let's get on to the video. So every week we're going to start off with the players I have in my side already, who I would keep if I was playing a wildcard. And right now there is a total of, if I'm not including my bench, 7 players that I'd be happy to keep in my side, which is a plus of course, because that means there's not too many transfers I'm urgently trying to make to improve my side. Of course, that is the way it is after you've had a good game week. We have Martinez staying in goal. Right now I feel like he's the best cheap option for a goalkeeper, although he has risen in price from the 4.5 million you could have got him at. But Martinez was a great goalkeeper for Arsenal at the end of last season, and it looks like he's turned out to be a great goalkeeper for Aston Villa as well. And Aston Villa's defence has actually impressed me at the start of this season. As for Saiss, unfortunately he didn't get the goal that he scored against Leeds on Monday night, because it was disallowed due to Podence being offside in the build-up. But what a good goal it was, and he took it very well. He has been getting forward at times in the Premier League and looks like a decent option in the Wolves side that has been able to get some clean sheets so far this season. Now, if you really wanted to cheapen down your defence, I suppose you could do it here, but as you can tell from my transfers, I've taken out Trent Alexander-Arnold, which could mean I've already got a significant amount of value out of my defence to play elsewhere. As for Lamptey, he's just a very exciting player. Unfortunately, Brighton don't seem like a side that are potentially going to keep clean sheets this season, but Lamptey has looked so impressive and looked so advanced this season so far. He's managed 3 shots on goal, with all of them coming from inside the box, with 6 key passes and only 1 big chance created. Compare that to Saiss. Saiss has actually had 4 shots on goal, 2 on target, with all coming from inside the box, and has also had a big chance created but only 1 key pass. Both seem to have some sort of attacking output and threat, which is why they stay in the side for this Gameweek 6 wildcard project. As for the midfield, I don't think I really have to explain to you why Son and Salah stay in here. Right now, they are 2 of the players that are having the best underlying attacking stats in the game. Mohamed Salah is, of course, on penalties at Liverpool and is popping up with the goals and regularly returning currently with a total of 48 points so far this season, but he is being outshone by Heung-min Son at 9.3 million, who has 58 points scored so far this season. Underlying stats-wise, Salah has 25 shots to Son's 12, but Son has been so much more clinical, with Salah getting 11 shots on target out of his 25 and Son getting 9 out of his 12 on target. He's also had more big chances than Salah, 7-4, and has also had more key passes, but has created less big chances than Mohamed Salah. But both are up there with 3.93 for Salah and 3.61 expected goals for Son, so they both stay in the side for now. And up front, we still have Calvert-Lewin. I mean, he hasn't stopped scoring yet, so why would you take him out? I don't think I really have to explain that to anyone, with 4.44 expected goals, the highest out of anyone in this wildcard side, with 20 shots on goal, 12 on target, 17 from inside the box, and 8 big chances, also the most out of any player in this. The only thing he's really lacking is key passes and big chances created, but right now he's scoring the points. As for Ings, there is actually players that I would probably consider over Ings, but to fit in the players I want in this wildcard project team, I had to keep Ings in because he was slightly cheaper than alternatives I would like to play. Now, Ings hasn't by any means been bad so far, just there is potentially more explosive options out there. But 12 shots on goal, 8 on target, with 10 coming from inside the box and 4 big chances, with a 2.88 expected goals. However, he has managed to score 4 goals in total. Ings is definitely not a bad choice by any means. So we look at the bench quickly, and it's a budget bench, which is meant to allow me to bring in some players elsewhere. We have Steele in goal, but any 4.0 million goalkeeper will do here. Basuma looks like a very decent 4.5 million midfielder who has some attacking threat. That does mean we have 2 Brighton players in this wildcard project for Game Week 6. Taylor at 4.5 million stays as well, just because Burnley could keep some clean sheets, and there isn't really anyone that massively stands out to me at 4.5 million over Taylor. And then Kilman at 4 million comes in for Mitchell, just because he's played the last 2 games 90 minutes apiece. However, he is likely to lose his place, as is Mitchell in my eyes, but Kilman has had good returns recently, so why not risk him for now? And to be honest, at 4 million, if he doesn't start, you can just keep him on your bench. So the defender we bring in to make up the numbers is Matt Targett from Aston Villa. Yes, we're actually going quite heavy Aston Villa in this draft, because they do have some decent fixtures and current form, and they have players that are a good price to bring in to allow for heavy hitters elsewhere. Targett is part of an Aston Villa defence that does seem rejuvenated and has decent underlying stats, which means he could turn up with more than just clean sheet points. He's managed 2 shots on goal so far, but they weren't from inside the box or on target, and hasn't created any key passes or big chances yet, but there is the possibility that he does start to create, because he did have that decent connection with Jack Grealish last season, and right now they do seem to be a side that can enable their right and left back to get forward, so I'm hopeful of some attacking returns and to get some of those clean sheets that Aston Villa are at the moment one of the best sides for getting those clean sheets. We then move on to the midfield, and we also add Ross Barkley here, although I would personally prefer Jack Grealish, just I can't really afford him here now. If I dropped Ings to a cheaper striker, then potentially I could go Jack Grealish here instead, or potentially I could have someone instead of Fernandes, so I could upgrade Barkley to Grealish. I'd potentially think of Rodriguez instead of Fernandes if I really wanted Jack Grealish, or potentially someone like Callum Wilson, Patrick Bamford, or that Brighton striker that I don't particularly like. Any of those could come in for Ings to allow you to upgrade Grealish. And then I also have gone with Bruno Fernandes in midfield at 10.5 million. I just think Bruno Fernandes, Salah, Son and Rodriguez right now are probably the best midfielders in the league. It's just really difficult to fit them all into your side. Again, if you went cheaper on Ings, you could potentially bring in Rodriguez for Barkley as well, and then have Son, Salah, Fernandes and Rodriguez, which seems like a pretty strong midfield 4 for your FPL sides. Bruno Fernandes has had 10 shots on goal, 6 on target with 3 big chances, but also 14 key passes with 2 big chances created, 3 goals and 2 assists, but of course he is also on penalties, which is a big plus for Bruno Fernandes. And then Ross Barkley at an Aston Villa side where he's going to be a more important and key player, and does seem to be almost playing as a number 10, getting rather far advanced and forward just behind Ollie Watkins. Barkley could be a nice cheap £5.9 million midfielder. He has had 9 shots on goal, 4 of which have been on target, 5 from inside the box, and managed 2 goals with 2 key passes as well. So Ross Barkley is someone I'm keeping my eye on as an alternative to Jack Grealish. And then we move up front, and it's pretty obvious who I want here. It is Harry Kane. Now, ideally, I would like, after he's finally returned for me, to get Timo Werner in this side with Calvert-Lewin and Kane. I just feel like I trusted them more than any 6.5 million striker. However, that would then severely weaken the midfield in this side. And as you can see, I've also taken a big hit as far as defenders are concerned. No Liverpool in here, and no players like Digne who could do very well as well. So it has suffered in places to bring in such a heavy-hitting strike force and midfield. And it is a bit of a worry to me that I don't have a Chelsea player, because they have been a decent side attacking. Also, no Man City coverage, which I think will be important to bring in about 2 to 3 game weeks. But there's no arguing about why Kane would be a good choice for this side. He has managed to get 60 points, the most out of any player in this side, and 2 more than his teammate Son. He has managed 25 shots on goal, 13 on target, 16 from inside the box, 6 big chances with 5 goals scored, but has also added creativity to his game. He's managed 13 key passes with 7 big chances created, for 7 assists in total. He is the more overall and rounded pick compared to Son, who has done amazing but hasn't got the underlying stats to match Harry Kane. With Gareth Bale coming in, I can only imagine Spurs get stronger and stronger as far as attacking goes, and once Bale gets an understanding with Son and Kane, I think they could be firing on all cylinders for the rest of this season. Finally, we go over how I've spent the budget after you've seen the side, and we have goalkeeper and defence at 31.7 million spent, midfielders at 42.5 million spent, a significant chunk there, almost 50% in total, and then up front it's only 3 players, but we still spent 26.9 million for a total value of 101.1 million. Now yes, if you've not done too well with the price rises and falls, you may not be able to afford this side, but there are easy downgrades in places. I would suggest downgrades for me would be similar to the ones that I mentioned before, just to bring in more expensive players. So Ings potentially could be the one to downgrade in the front 3 to someone like a Callum Wilson. You also have Bruno Fernandes, who you could bring down to someone like a James Rodriguez, which would significantly drop the total value of this side. And that would also give you the option if you wanted to bring in a more expensive defender, because it takes you a lot under the budget of 100 million. Anyway guys, in the comments down below, let me know what you think of this Game Week 6 wildcard project side. Would you pick similar players to me? Would you go as heavy in midfield and up front and sacrifice in defence like I have? And is there any glaring obvious players that I've not either put in this side or mentioned as I've gone through the team? If there is, tell me in the comments down below. Let's have a discussion and help those of us that are playing our wildcard out for Game Week 6. If you have enjoyed the video, please do make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You guys have been smashing it. I don't usually get these kind of numbers and this kind of rise in subscribers during the actual season, so thank you guys for supporting the content. I've been working hard behind the scenes, trust me, so it's much appreciated the love you're showing me, and I'll make sure to keep it up throughout the whole season. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.